Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Wasserbauer, and here's the question. I'm sitting here at home in my home office. I had to run to the office this morning, that's why I'm in scrubs. But I'm here at my home office, just like most people during this outbreak, wondering, what can people do at home for their hair? You're stuck at home, you don't really have access to a lot of the usual resources that you might have. So what are some home remedies that might help? Well, if you're at home, you might consider going online and ordering one of these Nutraceuticals for your hair. So that might be one thing. There's one called a Help Hair Shake. I do not endorse or unendorse any particular, but I've seen some good clinical outcomes with that product. But anything that's a nutraceutical for your hair might be a good time to try it. You're at home, you can work it into your schedule, that's a good option. Now they have both supplements and shakes, and I don't know about you, but I've been eating a lot of chocolate while I'm at home, so the shakes are helping me to avoid eating a little bit too much. The second thing you might try is check in your pantry and see if you have any coconut oil. I know this sounds odd. You wouldn't have emu oil in your pantry, but that's the other one that works. Try coconut oil, or emu oil if you have it. Emu is the bird. As an after hair washing conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, okay? I tend to put it on when my hair is a little bit wet, just because then it seems to penetrate, it's a little easier spread, doesn't make my head look greasy. But the reason that these work is because the pores of your hair shaft, first of all, it looks a little bit like it's got shingles all over it. They're kind of, or scales all over it. They're kind of overlapping. And coconut oil's chemical structure is actually small enough that it can actually penetrate the hair shaft and help to seal it, protect it against, weathering, protect it against too much water getting in and lifting those scales, protect it against all that kind of damage. And especially now when none of us can go and get our hair cut. Getting your hair cut is actually healthy for your hair. It trims off the dead ends that have split. If you think of a rope, that rope is really tightly and nicely woven until you hit the bottom. And if it's been whipping around in the wind, kind of the way our hair is, or getting brushed, then the tip of that rope gets frayed. If you've ever seen a flag that's been waving in the wind, the edges where they kind of flapping back and forth take the most wear and tear. And the same is true for your hair. So getting frequent haircuts actually helps your hair. And now when you can't get a good haircut, what do? Now you could try cutting your hair yourself. I've seen this happen several times during this pandemic, and it's not great, but it's not bad either. Definitely get, and this is my only advice, a sharp pair of scissors and do a little at a time. And by a little at a time, I mean also make small snips and take only small sections of hair. There's a bunch of stuff online that people are trying to follow along, a bunch of how to cut your own hair videos. It's gonna be easier to get somebody else that you really trust to help you cut it. Both of you have to make a pact to only do a little bit at a time. You can always cut more hair off. And of course, if you do make a hatchet job out of it and your hair ends up looking like a thatched roof, then you just wait and the hair will grow back. I hope that helps.